Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend. I've got a little bit of a clarification because I think there's some confusion regarding the article I read and had posted about the lawsuit in Hawaii. I'm sorry if there was any confusion, on anything that I said, because I was just reading the article, and I apologize. I should have clarified the other night, but I was just so tired. I barely had the energy to even do a video. And I wanted to explain more specifically what that $40 million damages were about. Now I want to thank the paralegal very much who sent me the actual case documents. I appreciate it very much in reading through these. Now first I want to mention that on those documents, the one that was filed just the other day, a judgment against the defendant, Kenneth Alpano, in accordance with the court's findings of fact, conclusions of law and order filed on July 18, 2023, and pursuant to Hawaii's Rule of Civil Procedure, they give the statute, judgment is hereby entered in favor of the plaintiff and against defendant Kenneth Alpano. And that was for the $40 million. So, this particular case was against the perpetrator, the elder. The judgment was against him personally. Now, I happen to have a Davis and Levin Livingston law firm, and they did a kind of like a summary on this. And I'll put the link down below to this, because this explains it, better than I can, because I don't have any legal training. But, it appears there's some confusion by what people are posting on social media and doing in their videos. The lawsuit was filed in 2020 against Apano and the Makaha, Hawaii Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, where Apano served as an elder, while the claims against the church, which would be Watchtower, were resolved through a confidential settlement. The case proceeded on damages against the individual abuser who had failed to respond. So what this is saying is the case against Watchtower and the congregation were already settled confidentially. And we don't have an amount for that one, for those. But this one was personally against the elder. So I hope that clarifies, some of the confusion, because I know some on social media are trying to show, that this particular one, the $40 million, was only against the perpetrator, the elder. And I think this is a big wake-up call for elders. And I think those elders that knew about this for 23 years, they should be charged also. And I think if these courts started charging criminally these elders who do not report it, you would see a lot more of these elders calling the authorities. I think so. Also, now I want to thank our friend RL. He's done a video about this in his language, but he gave me permission to show the pictures, and I'm just going to read his email. In my ex-congregation, watching the meeting via Zoom, look how empty the seats are. A few years ago, all the seats were full, and this is a weekend meeting. There were 3 congregations that are now merged into 2, still empty. 45 people are on Zoom. No one liked to go in this stupid Kingdom Hall. Nice greetings from us. He says if you look in the upper right corner, it says now 39 people who don't like to come to the Kingdom Hall. And he said sitting at home, and almost all of them have the camera and microphone turned off. Yeah, they're probably sitting there in their pajamas. Now I also want to thank Carl very much from the West Virginia, state of West Virginia. He sent me a picture from the Charleston, West Virginia convention. Okay, now it looks like they're all standing up talking, but you can see it's not very crowded. But he has some details here. Our convention was interesting. First thing I noticed was that they had closed off 10 to 12 sections previously used. Now if you look in the kind of like, I'll just say southwest corner of the photo, you will see that those bleachers are all pushed up against the wall. They don't even have those. Okay, so he says they closed off 10 to 12 sections previously used. There were more seats in the elderly section, and the first 3 rows of lower seating was also retracted in, like I just mentioned. Friday morning attendance was 2,140. The highest it got to was about 2,498 on Saturday. We used to have 3,500 to 4,000. The local news media said JWs expect 5,000 to 6,000 delegates or something like that. And I've noticed that's what they've said on several clips now when you listen all over of them doing this propaganda manure. They always say, even the Rio Rancho, they said, oh, we're expecting 5,000 to 6,000 delegates. No, they did not even get that. I did the math from what we normally have, and it was a reduction of 30%. I know many who stayed home due to COVID concerns. My friend said I sent a picture to said it looked packed. I said, of course it would when you close 10 to 12 sections. He asked how would they know to close those sections. I suggested that with less people attending meetings on average 30%, that's how they knew how many would attend. So thanks again for all you two do. Thank you very much. And if anybody else has any information on conventions in their local area, I would appreciate it, and I will mention it in a video. And very much appreciated. And so anyway, I hope this clarifies about the $40 million judgment, because we want to make sure that we get the information correct, and especially when we know Jehovah's Witnesses are watching, and I know there was some confusion. So hopefully this clarifies it, and you all have a wonderful week. I love you. Bye.